What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Wiz again with King's Critiques back for Oshi no Ko, and in the last episode, we basically went over how having a shitty boss kind of ruins every single plan you had for that workday. Because originally there was plans for the group of that television show to interview and even help cosplay some characters from Tokyo Blade. Unfortunately, they didn't quite get the permissions needed, which honestly I thought that, with the leverage that Ruby and Aqua had, maybe she would have tried a little harder to help on that. Apparently, that's not how it went down. Or maybe that's how it will still go down later. We shall see. But I basically went over, an obvious but for some reason controversial thought process. And as a whole, Ruby delved deeper into trying to get down to the secrets fuck, of her father and who offed their mother. So, will being friendly with the AD help, or will she need to get even craftier with things? Suppose we'll see. Let me know your opinion on all that in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, subscribe, put the whole video into the link in the watch time because it is incredibly helpful. And that said, let's get to it. Will we have a new intro? Patreon? Let's find out. Pink haired one definitely does it nicely though. Wonder if it's more perverse versions of shonen manga characters, because there are a lot of cosplayers that do that. Very nicely, mind you, but still. Yeah, that's literally what I just said. Hey, yo, what's that one at the upper left that they meant? Wonder if they actually show that in the manga. Well, yeah, that's kind of how being a highbrow person works. Like, even if you don't think that's how you are, that is how you are. Like, I'm gonna talk real quick about one of these things of people can start at a certain place. They can get high up in likability and enjoyability for certain reasons, and then they abandon those reasons why they were likable in the first place. And like it's already deep enough to where people like them as them, but there's always that feeling of something's missing. There's I mentioned it before, there's a streamer that I watch, follow, all that stuff. Envy the man. Respect the hell out of him though. Jealous as hell, but still respectful. But it's like seeing the changes of like being so fun and free will and have enjoying the streaming experience, enjoying the process of creation and making things to being all about the business. Like it's just it's heartbreaking in a way. Like good for him for knowing what he has to do to succeed. But when you take all the life and energy out of your products, is it really the same thing? Like, I don't know. I just feel like things haven't been the same since a lot of the original reasons that I started hanging around so often have just disappeared. Like, I hang around mostly because the community is great, don't get me wrong. Like, all of the people in the community are really good people, really cool people. I do wish that a lot of them would come check out my stuff over here more often. I think a couple of them might, or at least at one point did. And for that reason, maybe I should try to like make more unique content than just these reviews to at least get checked out more. But I, I love the community, and like he's doing great. I do respect it, envy it, jealous of it, all that. Jealous of how life has run very well outside of a lot of personal issues. But man, I do miss the like interactivity that the streams once were. Because the streams are no longer interactive. That's the part I miss the most. I miss fucking being able to be part of the stream experience. Because, fucking at minimum stream chat isn't even on stream anymore to like have that interactiveness. And like for an obvious reason, because like there are a lot of just very piss poor people that come into chat, unfortunately. But still, every ounce of interactivity, other than maybe the occasional poll or something, has just been dispersed, and it's just, I don't know. It misses the energy. Still, again, love, appreciate, respect, all that. But I feel it's just lost a certain energy that it once had. Even with the fucking purple contacts, you can see that dark shining through. I have to check out the hot girls in cosplay. Why wouldn't I come? Based little sister. No, see, that is not what you do as the boss of things. You don't shove in the way of the people that want to meet the person you're supposed to be promoting. That's how you turn off people that might want to watch the product. But also gives full explanation as how he got fired from his last job, huh? That's racy? He should see the other chick. Okay, listen, I'm an admitted pervert, but like, I don't think that even if I was in a position of power, would I be so direct about that kind of thing. Now, granted, at least he's not saying it to the underage girl. I think. Maybe she is, I don't know. But still, bro, really? Those are the kind of people that need to not be trusted within my gender. Like, hear a lot of shit talk about men, and some of it I will agree with, but mostly for people like that. People like me, but a whole other conversation. People like that, no respect. Like, have, dollar bill, honey, and you think you can fucking say whatever you like, man, come on. You're probably on your last legs in the entertainment industry. Are you really sure you want to be talking to somebody like that? Especially somebody who is at least half of your age, probably. Oh, no. Sweetheart. Oh, he really did not. Like, the look of the kid compared to him is the exact kind of expression that should be between the two. The thing that should be in the kid's mind is more so, no, you know what? Enjoy your work. I'm done. Just toss the camera to him and leave. You want to be a pervert? Do it on your own time. Bye! Matter of fact, take the sister with him. Lose 1/4 of your group. Now, granted, in the director's opinion, probably won't matter as much because she's not the most attractive one. But Coward damages the whole thing. So, why? Again, perversion is fine in its own place. This is a general con. It's not a con specifically for pervert. Like, it is the same thing, actually, as a lot of these 18 plus, streamers showing up to a general con in as little as they are allowed to wear. It's the same kind of concept, honestly. Like, because it doesn't matter how old she is, the fact he's raising this question in this whole situation for one of the people who was supposed to be there to help the project. She's not under their pay. She's just there to help Ruby. So therefore, he is taking way more permissions than he should be with this. Like, shit, she admits to making adult content, but that does not mean it is supposed to be the topic of discussion. Again, brought up that there's a handful of cosplayers I follow on my actual Twitter still who do anything from normal risque content to occasionally content like that. Most of that content gets saved for the Patreon. Hey, guess what? Patreon, not OnlyFans, because they're not trying to start something that they're not actually trying to do. But, like, that's the same kind of case here. Like, yeah, sure, she does it, but it's not supposed to be the feature. My God, just outright say you want to fuck. Like, by this point, honestly, just ask her if you want to fuck. Because I feel like that would be way less skeevy than beating around the bush, honestly. Am I crazy for saying that? That just saying directly, hey, do you want to fuck? Is way less skeevy and scummy than that? No, of course not, because being blunt and honest is, like, difficult. You know, you gotta be skeevy, you gotta be crafty, you gotta be a fucking scum sucker. Again, I put out that allegedly I never would, encourage anybody to hurt other people. But I also allegedly would never say that you found him in the pool house with a candlestick. That was the game of Clue. Remember how fun the game of Clue was? Man, they should, like, make a new version of that. It'd be interesting, right? You know, if she just, like, leaves, I would not blame her. Like, the question just came up if she ever banged in the costume, and one, even if she did, is that any of your business? Two, I don't think actual respectable cosplayers often do. And if they do, usually it's costumes that are specifically made for that kind of thing. Again, wouldn't know specifically about that other than the stuff I see through, Twitter and the Corn Hub and stuff, but like, bruh. Well, she actually held her ground until the end. Oh, that's not good. She's being left to herself. Yeah, that's a very depressing look in her eyes. Just like, why the fuck did I have to deal with those people? Yeah, that unfortunately is how. Like, here's the thing, and this is gonna be kind of conflicting to what I keep saying about those letters, but that's the difference. Like, if you just show off how attractive you are in a professional setting, that's one thing. But if you think your professional setting is a good excuse to be a leech, it's not the same. Like, example. Say something like Girls Gone Wild still existed. Say they targeted women that specifically dressed skimpily on the streets or at a cosplay convention. That's the same kind of concept as what's going on here. And the funnier part about that is actually people would probably get in way more trouble with that now because skimpy dressers aren't only 18 plus, which makes it way more risk. Probably actually why that. Well, no, it actually got canceled, I think, because the guy ended up doing something really fucked up. But that's a whole other conversation. The only way it pertained to this was just for that example. Because it's also on the other end of the letter debacle. You know, those two stupid fucking letters that end in SW. It's just that. Those people are leeches. They think of themselves as professionals, but they're just leeches. I mean, just last night I had another case of it. You know, match with somebody on a dating app, get like 5 sentences in, asked to move the conversation to Telegram. You know where that was going. Now, granted, I had taken it to the reins and asked if she meant by telly phone number, even though I probably knew better that she meant Telegram. And then I got quickly unmatched. Weird how it is when you call people out on their bullshit that they don't want anything to do with you. But public PSA and all that stuff. I know I just said public service announcement. If you have to goon, don't go to OnlyFans. Stop going to that website. You're only encouraging these stupid people. I'm sorry, you are only encouraging these stupid people. It's just like the people that actually fuck producers and stuff. You're just encouraging the behavior to continue. If you stop doing a thing, the same thing will stop. It's crazy, right? This accounts to everything in life pretty much. If it stops happening consistently, it'll just stop eventually. Like, might it still try to continue for a while? Sure, but it'll eventually just stop. So, like, if we stopped giving in to these stupid fucking people on OnlyFans that think they're models, it would stop being as relevant. And here's the thing. For the ones that actually use it as side model work and could make more money off it when they already have their names established, that's one thing. You know, if like a former corn actress wants to go to those two letters and use that, sure, that's fine. She's not going to be trying to get on random dating apps and, appeal to single men to get on their app for a chance to maybe see more of them or to meet them, even though they know that's never going to happen. At least until you've paid at least 5 figures into them. Professional athletes that turn to those two letters, that's one thing, because at least they're not going to be leeches. But just for the end, the standard, tee I'm freshly 18, now I'm going to go and make myself known for all these men who were gooning for me since I was 16, because that is exactly how it works. So, honestly, this is a fair thought process, and I hope things don't go downhill from here. Because, yeah. Yeah, she sent the full tweet, which, honestly, respectable. I also kind of hope this gets or Ruby to off the guy, because it was kind of his fault that this entire thing happened. Because he didn't call to make sure about the permissions first. He sent her into a very perverse and lewd line of questioning for his own sick satisfaction. So, she shouldn't blame TV as a whole. She should blame the director, like the head guy who was there and asked that line of questioning. So, while I am gonna say she kind of did go overboard on the whole blaming the idea of TV as a whole and blaming the company as a whole, that is the same kind of blanket thing I hate about women doing with men as a whole. But on a general census, I suppose I do understand, because unfortunately, that is how a lot of producers and directors do things. Which is, unfortunately, the kind of shattered media we have nowadays. To where more and more is being revealed about people we love that made things many years ago, coming out as just the worst kind of human beings. And while it's not affecting the things they did in theory, because they're still good products, but you tend to see and realize how a lot of the actors were handling the scenes, and they're like, oh, okay, now I get it. And yes, I'm talking about a lot of the Nick shows, for example. Really unfortunate, but so yeah, there are instances like that and like that does kind of account for it. But again, I do kind of feel like she could have specifically blamed it on the director, since he was the one that kind of fumbled the bag as a whole. Now, I guess it makes sense why the author didn't decide to include the bit to where Aqua and or Ruby probably could have nudged the permissions thing a little further, because they wanted it to have some sense of depressing direction for how things went. So now Aqua might be out of a job, and so might Ruby, because the director fucked up. And I still have a sneaking suspicion someone's going to die. I don't know if it'll be him. I don't know if it'll be her. I don't know who might off him, because he deserves it, just in general. Kind of hope it's the assistant director who does it, honestly. Like, it'd be bad for him to lose his sister because he killed somebody, but I feel like out of everybody, he kind of earns it. Well, no shit, you offended her. Like, the very first question was one thing, and then he kind of got more fucked up. I know you didn't have a say in it, my guy, but okay, could you at least rephrase it to blame my boss instead of the company as a whole? Yeah, honestly, that is more understandable to be offended from, because it's, yeah, like, they said one thing and had to double back on it because, again, why isn't the kid just blame the boss about that too? Like, throw your boss under the bus. People need to do that more often, because if you keep throwing your boss under the bus, eventually you'll catch up with them, and even if you get fired at that time, they will get fired later. So it might suck to be you to be released because you threw your boss under the bus, but if it takes 2 or 3 assistants, it'll eventually get realized, like, oh, this guy's a fucking moron, we need to fire him. Maybe even have him arrested. Honestly, I'm afraid it might be him who takes himself out, because, like, the boss fucked up everything, and he's the one to blame for it. I swear to fuck. He's giving the kid an eye like it's his fault, even though it is his fault. And, like, this is one of those things why I prefer to do live reaction thing than just do a scripted thing, because it's a lot harder to get properly heated when scripting a review. But I swear to fuck, this man blames the kid for something. I hope the kid kills him. I hope the kid gets as much blood on his hands as the guy who offed eye. The kid will be in his right and he will deserve it. Allegedly, if anybody follows this advice in real life, don't do it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But in this case, I hope if he gets blamed, he goes off on this guy. Like, verbally in office, and maybe even waiting for him to leave that night to... The outright fucking audacity. Again, this is the exact reason why I don't do much outside of the house, because if I ever met somebody that had this look on their face, I would punch them. No unequivocal reason. I would probably just feel like I had to punch them for something. Because, like, you know how you look at people sometimes when you just walk in the street or walk into a place and you're like, yeah, they've probably done something fucked up in their life? That. Oh, please. Please tell me he's going to turn around. The kid's going to hit him in the face. Please, 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 please. Okay, so the kid's at least standing up for himself. Probably not going to fucking matter. He's unfortunately right. Now, I don't believe in being PC about everything, but I do believe in respect when it's deserved. You know, I won't lean to the fucking wrong side of things and say that political correctness is everything, because that's actually what ruins a lot of things, and why I chose to watch this on High Dive instead of Crunchyroll, which also owns it now, because High Dive is gonna be a pussy about things 9 times out of 10. Still questioning if they ever fixed a couple of anime that have censors that are completely unneeded, but other completely aside statement. See, and to a point, what he says is correct and understandable, and I respect it. However, the way he went about it is completely wrong. Like, his thought process is the exact kind of thing I'm trying to put out more on YouTube and not be a fucking wuss about it. You know, I can actually say things like fuck, ass, bitch, pussy, twat, tank, cunt, retard. I can say all those things without fucking feeling bad about it. But I wouldn't dare think of saying anything unnecessary. Like, I think the most thing that could be considered unhinged is saying that a 9-year-old should get run over by 12 buses. But that's because that 9-year-old also got a dog euthanized. So, I would never think to just mindlessly call a woman something she's not. I would never think to mindlessly question a woman something perverted. That's the exact reason I'm terrified to talk to women because of this kind of person causing the kind of trickle effect of how women have kind of treated men over the last 6 years or so, minimum. And yes, again, I know, compound word turned to verb, blah, 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 blah. Go fuck yourself. Fucking... he is the exact kind of example of a man that is the exact person that is being talked about by those people. Again, being unrestrained and unhinged is fine. Doing and saying crazy shit is fine. Going against the grain is fine. Being a fucking scumbag is not. Like, if you want to go tell somebody that's all in your face because, like, they want to say they're one thing, but they're actually not, but they want to say they are, and you want to tell them to fuck themselves, but you think you can't because of political correctness. Fuck that. Tell them to fuck themselves. That's why Scary Movie 6 is a great idea. White Chicks 2 is a great idea. That's why these are the kind of things we need back in media. We need television shows that are like that to come back. We don't need the same slop repeatedly, over and over and over and over again. We don't need acceptance in children's cartoons. That is the kind of thing that I will agree to him on that point. But to the point where you ask of a cosplayer who shows off her tits a little bit, fucks in costume, you should have been fired immediately. Is the way she handled things wrong? Kind of. Because again, that's where we go back to the blanket statement of blaming the whole instead of the one. Like, yes, sure, I understand as somebody who blames the whole because it's easier than just naming individuals sometimes. But in this kind of case, isn't it much easier to have posted the director's name, his profession, his actual fucking standard Mr. Urobushi or whatever the fuck it is, saying that he is the one that fumbled the bag on the permissions for the costumes, saying he is the one that asked very unprofessional questions. I hope within the next episode or two I see this man dead. I hope I see him lying in a pool of his own blood, worse than I. Okay. The fact he's making the same argument I make about things a lot of the time also pisses me off. But I don't change my things that I just said. I do make statements like this a lot, that a lot of things are two sides of the same coin. And he does have a point that morality and entertainment are two sides of the same coin. Which is also why we're in the state of the world we are, because immorality and entertainment are the same sides. However, immorality had changed from being fun and amusing to being just the most disturbing kind of shit in the world. Good, then you call the cosplayer and tell her that. Instead of just yelling at me, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck your wife. Fuck your kid. Fuck yourself. He's got a point. And, like, she's trying to be a good little sister. She's trying to spout the whole, you'll climb the ladder, you'll do the thing. But when? See, that's the same conversation for anything, is the but when. That's the entire thing I go here, is the but when will I hit the bare minimum? I've been trying to make the bare minimum for a very long time. And, like, at least I don't have the same kind of mental stress as somebody in his position, to where I'm dealing directly with the higher-ups of bullshit. Trying to make them happy, trying to do this and that. But then again, I also kind of am, because while I'm working for myself, I'm doing my own thing. Editing a lot is hard. Doing this and that is hard. But do you want to know what's even harder? Trying to appeal to a fucking bunch of pussies on the fucking team of YouTube. You little fucking bitches that don't want to make sure people can say words. People always need to hold themselves back. People always need to not say what actually needs to be said. But that's why I have a mental deadline. Because I'm kind of on him. When is it finally going to be time? When is it time to stop dealing with the fucking people above? When is it time to stop dealing with the pieces of shit that should just drop dead? I mean, shit. YouTube got lucky with one problem, but haven't with another yet. But hey, maybe to pull a Donhausen for everybody that works in the fucking team of YouTube censorship police and AI staff, you are cursed! I got a point though. Like, if you kill someone with this thing, then that thing attached gets blamed and not the person behind it. Oh, like guns. Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. I meant the pew-pews. Oh, is the pew-pew better for you? Oh, is the pew-pew better? People always want to blame that, instead of the person behind it, which is kind of a majority of the issue. And I'm not saying, I'm one of those people who's going to be like, control. No, don't give control. Give the people who need them. Like, it's not, convenient, ironically enough, situation that a bunch of people at convenience stores have something like that. Not, global convenience stores, mind you, no 7-Eleven or whatever. But like your little mom and pop run by somebody who has not been in the country their whole life, but came here and made a living for themselves legitimately. Those people usually have defenses for good reason. So why not just equip more stores and stuff with those kind of things? Because while it doesn't help everybody, well, if you see somebody getting mugged and you work in like a Walmart, send your security guard out there with the poo-poo and things get taken care of. Right? Right. What did Ruby come up with? Special episode, huh? She's gonna burn that director live on television, didn't she? Oh, I'm going to adore that if that's exactly what that is, I think. Oh, she would brought her. Oh, yeah, she's gonna burn him on live television. Like, she might push the issue with her friend a little bit, but she's going to burn him on live television. Yeah, that scumbag smirking like he thinks he's gonna do something with it. But she actually probably has the entire thing in mind of what she's going to do. Oh no, it was that dude who was. I mean, he's probably not a good guy either, but he at least knows how to run the show. But I think he also knows that's going to burn the actual scumbag, which makes it more entertaining. What? What, Aqua? What? Oh, why is she so gung ho about it? Because she's going to enjoy every moment of seeing that director cry. Because I can only imagine that's where this is going. At least I hope it is. Yeah, honestly, that's also completely valid. Not a single thing is her fault. She was just kind of there. She made the calls for people to help out. She's not the one who knew plans were changing, so... honestly, valid. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. Ruby didn't just want to see them in trouble. She wanted to see them burn. Boop boop, and that's where you're in the wrong. You assumed you got the green light. You didn't make sure first before telling other people. Oh, and they're probably going to say that they were only just called that day. Yeah, so basically, they had told him long beforehand. The expression on Aqua's face, like, you motherfucker. I was kind of surprised that she would do this, because isn't she, like, an introvert? No, she's right, though. I'm glad I paused it right before an example showed up on screen, but she's got a point. Like, have you seen the amount of things that probably try to get sold, art, figures, or otherwise, where someone like Sakura has double D's? That bitch does not have. By the end, or by the start of Boruto, she might be a C. Probably because you're more likely to agree to a woman asking about that kind of thing than the guy who might have. Actually, you know what? I can't even say that because women, more often than not, make the lewder things than men. Like, you can look into it. Anime specifically, we already know that erotic novels for women are made by women. We already are aware of that. But, like, in this instance, double check that for me because pretty sure a lot of these might be made by women too, honestly. But as far as unlicensed things like figures and body pillows and art, I would have no idea about any single one of those things. Not one whatsoever. Okay, talking about this specifically though, who the fuck was trying to pitch that to Kana? Because even taking away her age factor in things, she does not have the body type for that. Like, I think out of anybody within that age range who might be considered for that conversation would be the pink hair girl. Because, like, Ruby ain't small, but she definitely couldn't fail that either. Someone like Memcho or Miyako, but no, definitely not Kana. Honestly, fair takes. Writing something of your product to do with the R word, usually not going to be good in the, professionals' opinions. I mean, maybe there's a lot of manga out there involving professional works that has the R word involved. Did I say manga? I meant doujins, but I guess, like, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of well-known stuff that I doubt the doujin work for in certain areas would be approved of if the actual people making it were aware of it. But that's also why, like, a difference between doujins put just for gooning sake online, the ones that are usually at most like 30-ish pages, and then the ones that are anywhere from 50 to hundreds of pages that are probably actually professionally made. Yeah, should go feel comfortable about answering this. Well, as somebody who wants to make a point and maybe go on her own little rant and tangent, maybe. She's right. Like, it's one of those things where if you clear it beforehand, that's fine too. I know I got into my own heated thought process about it before, but she's even raising good points. Like, if you clarify with somebody about these things, fine, fair game. It'd be the same kind of thing as any sort of talk show host asking, like, I don't know, Mia Khalifa about how many dicks she's sucked in her career or something, or how many people actually did nut in Bonnie Blue. Same kind of thought processes. Yeah, Ruby wants her to burn him. What is she about to say that's going to get this director in so much trouble? Please tell me she had him put on some fucking ridiculous cosplay. That guy's look is the most telling thing of this whole situation about to happen. Okay, honestly, he just kind of looks like the character's grandmother, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember the character's name from Tokyo Blade that he's doing, but he just kind of looks like the fucking grandmother of that character. I think Ruby is trying not to laugh. Like, this is all full of malice and ill intent by her, but she's trying so hard not to laugh back there. I'm sure of it. Even the guy hosting the thing can't handle what's going on. Because it's hilarious. Actually, I think it's the perfect way to handle this. Apparently, she took offense, so maybe that's how she took it as well. Is that it was more offensive than anything. Which, yeah, okay, I could see where she's coming from. But as somebody who wanted to see that guy get the shit beaten out of him, I find it hilarious. Okay, you know what? Honestly, that's kind of respectful. He allegedly made it himself. He read the manga. It's honestly, for as much shit as I gave him before, that's kind of respectful. Okay, so Ruby actually had a very good plan. Like, I assumed wrong that May was getting up to leave or talk shit or something. But no, she was actually just investigating the costume more. To which she actually seems to approve of the hard work that went into it. Which even further drives in the respect that he was shown to the cosplay community. So, honestly, I take back my death wish on this man in this case, because he actually does seem to have learned and atoned for his crimes. Like, I don't take back my sentiment about people like him as a whole, because in reality, those people never learn. But in this case, he has done good. Yeah, well, now she's turning it around on him. Okay, honestly, I respect to Ruby for that one. I was expecting her to do something completely devious and fiendish that would either light the whole studio on fire metaphorically or at least get him fired. But that evil mind actually turned things into something that worked and worked favorably. Now, what do you mean by that, brother? I was only involved with a little bit of it. Okay, no, hold on. That's a good thumbnail image. She is so good at playing. Is he questioning if she planned all of it, including the costumes getting turned down to be used? Because that would actually set a whole different plane of things. See. Now I kind of like where his mind's at. Did she plan for the costume idea to get rejected in the first place? Because, like, by the sounds of things, the person who created the series didn't care if someone cosplayed stuff. So, like, did it get turned down from the middleman because of something she had said, maybe? Because she was the one who came up with the idea to be, the announcer. And she probably just helped nudge the idea of the cosplay thing, which started a ripple effect. So is Aqua questioning if she had to do with all of this? Makes you think. Guess we'll find out in the next episode. And while it's getting dark and I should stop recording, I got a light. It's fine. Let me know your thoughts on how much Ruby actually planned on all of that in the comment section, because now I'm more intrigued. And honestly, the Smart Ruby arc, I'm here for, really. Like, I think I like her deviousness and tactfulness way more than I did Aqua's, because Aqua's a smart man, but the way she's doing things is far different. Similar, but different. And we love that for her. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything to do with the episode, the show as a whole, things to look forward to if you are caught up. Other shows, movies, etc. should check out this season, next season, or in general. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the other channels, ring bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky, keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon, get the full and visual and audio stuff I upload here. Go follow Twitch, subscribe for benefits, Kindle Store, Twitch Prime for free, and until next time, It's been the Blazer King with King's Critique. Sound ta for now. Peace.